And the thing was, like the other guys standing around watching, nobody laughed, nobody giggled, like it just got no reaction.
So you got to step it up to get the reaction out of the guys.
It got no reaction out of these guys. Knoxville standing there, he said, "Dude, that sucks. Put it in your butt." And he says that sucked. That sucked. Put it in your butt. And at this point, I had recently turned down the toy car up my butt, you know.
Sure.
And so here's what I said to Knoxville. I said, "Dude, we've already established I don't put things up my butt, and it probably wouldn't work anyway." And that was where I really went wrong. That was where I screwed up, because had I just said, we established I don't put stuff up my butt. You know, I don't put stuff up my butt. That I would have been off the hook. But as soon as I added, and it probably wouldn't work anyway, then that was my downfall, because that's what we do.
Come on, do it.
Oh, it probably wouldn't work anyway. And so once you suggest it probably wouldn't work anyway, then it's our duty to find out.
Sure.
Because that's what we do with Jackass. We're scientists.
Sure.
You know, everything you can really like take away all the entertainment value is a bonus, but at the end of the day, it's like, what would happen is this possible?
Yes.
What would happen if?
I will say, when we first saw your movie, it was a mandatory management meeting. Our program director said, and all the guys in the staff, we are all going to you have to go to this meeting. We went, and we were like you guys. It's like when you laugh at somebody's stunt, we were on the floor.
Right.
We were crying. I mean, it was like, okay, we are idiots, but
yeah,
we enjoyed it.
Right, and so we had to find out if the butt chug was going to work, and so we removed one of the nostril hoses, and so just went to one.
Uh-huh.
I put it in my butt. I started kicking my legs instead. And the way that we filmed that one was so graphic that it never even got edited. But we revisited it on the second movie, and that was the story behind it. But I guess to answer this guy's question, it's not a question of as much of outdoing ourselves. We try not to put that kind of a pressure on us. What we try to do is just keep ourselves amused. And if we're laughing, if we're having a good time, then what we're doing is working. And I guess, sadly, it takes more to make us laugh, each time. So there is an element of outdoing yourself. But it's all about us having a good time. And that us enjoying ourselves is really contagious, and that's why I think it works. Plus, we all get along, and it's just a good chemistry, man. It's a beautiful thing.
We're talking to Stevo. He's at the Improv Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. Matt in Longmont wants to know, which of the 3 Jackass movies is your favorite and why?
I think the second one, man. The second one was just all those rockets, I guess I've got kind of a darker...
Can you tell a rocket story just so
sure, man,
doesn't know what happened?
There was the rocket that see, Knoxville for the second movie got all of his ideas from, not all of them, but most of his ideas from cartoons, he had the rocket, like the Wile E. Coyote rocket or whatever that he got on, and that one. So there were different kinds of rockets. We had air rockets, which I guess were like big CO2 CO2 tanks, set up to like BMX bikes, and so it was just such
you're launching from this thing into the air with there's a lot of propulsion. It's like literally on fire practically.
There were a lot of different things that were rocket propelled, and just a lot of like high impact stuff. But then again, the third movie had more of a mainstream appeal, and I think that we've been around long enough at this point that there's no more there's much less opposition to it, people are more accepting of us, and now with the third movie, even we have article in Vanity Fair and stuff, a lot of more highbrow stuff.
More acceptable, the more shocking.
Recognizing it,
I think the media has it's sort of dumbed down, and everybody's used to it, and you've seen it. So that's what they were asking, I guess. What's the next stunt that you can possibly do?
Oh well, if I learned anything from the third movie, it's that we'll never be able. There's never going to be a shortage of dumb things to do.
All right, what's your show about at the Improv?
My show at the Improv, it's a variety show, man. I do a lot of stand-up, which I got into over 4 years ago. I It's deeply embarrassing, and it pains me to admit that all of my stories and jokes are really founded in truth. You know, like I don't waste anybody's time with fiction during my stand-up. So
everything that happened happened.
Yeah, everything that happened.
So you share your life in a funny way.
I was orally stimulating the stripper when she farted. You know,
Okay.
you can say that, right?
Sure.
There was, you know, like the triple beach, you know, and all of the hilarity around that really did happen. I mean, you know, there's a lot of his stuff I probably shouldn't even say on the radio, but there's it's all true, it's all hilarious, it's all ridiculous.
And you got to see it to believe it.
Pretty much, man. And then you know, for the people who want to see me do like that crazy kind of Jackass style stuff, I do a whole set of stunts and tricks.
Yeah, I saw a video of you and you.
I
won't say what you did, but it's like it's your finale, and I'm like, okay, you are crazy man.
Yeah, there's
crazy man.
I have a whole set full of crazy stuff at the end, which a lot of people really like to see, and it's a great way to make this show stand out, like from other shows that you'll see. And then after the show's finished, I stick around and I take pictures with every last person that wants one. So that's another thing that I don't think other people really do.
I think that's a real cool thing. Because
Well, it helps me.
Pictures, yeah.
It helps me because people come away from the show with a picture of me and them, and of course they're going to put it on Facebook. They're going to say they had a great time at the show.
Right.
I don't think if you search the internet looking for people who say they went to my show and didn't like it, I don't think you can find anyone saying that. People in general are all real. They're not sure what they're getting into, and they show up, and they're all pleasantly surprised. Is the consensus that I get.
That's what I hear. All right, I have one more question.
Yeah,
from Marty in Denver.
Okay.
What happened when Johnny Knoxville kidnapped you? And I don't know what that means.
When he kidnapped me, that sounds like a reference to the intervention that Johnny Knoxville pulled on me.
Okay.
You know, I got like most people know that I have some real issues with substance abuse,
Right.
and when enough was finally enough, Johnny Knoxville reached out to Dr. Drew and said, "Hey, we got to get in there and do something here because Stevo's we're gonna lose him."
Dr. Drew from the Dr. Drew show.
Dr. Drew, yeah, Dr. Drew essentially coached Knoxville into what to do and how to pull an intervention. You know, and it's really it's a joke that writes itself. You know you got a serious problem when Johnny Knoxville's your interventionist.
Sure.
You know.
So what did they do?
They showed up at my apartment. There's like 8 of them. It was Johnny Knoxville, the director of Jackass, the director of photography of Jackass, the executive producer of Jackass, the sound guy, the camera guy. You know, there are 8 guys, and they showed up at my apartment to lock me up on what's called a 5150 in California, where you involuntarily commit someone to a psych ward for 3 days against their will, based on the fact that they're harmful to themselves or others, which is another.
And did you put up a fight? Did it take 8 people to pull you in, or did you just go?
They were going to beat me up and take me against my will, or I was going to go voluntarily. And I've never been much of a fighter, so I went. But you know what's ironic about it is that the very people who showed up at my apartment to prevent me from hurting myself had been helping me to hurt myself for the previous 10 years.
Enablers.
You know,
Those enablers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of a different deal, but the irony is really rich. And you know, was it a kidnapping? I mean, sure. Dr. Drew told him. He said, "Hey, if you don't get in there, he's going to be dead." And he said, "Go in there, tie him up, beat him up, tie him up, lock him in the trunk, get him to the hospital, whatever it takes."
Did they?
They didn't have to tie me up or beat me up, but they made it clear that they
meant business.
They were prepared to. Yeah.
And now you're clean.
Yeah, I've been clean for just about 3 years.
And now you're passionate about that.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations.
Well, thank
Stevo at the Improv, Thursday night, 7:30 show, Friday, 8 and 10:15, Saturday night, 7:30 and 9 o'clock. Get reservations, 303-307-1777. Really, thank you for coming.
Hey, man, thank you. I really, really appreciate it. I understand that it's difficult to get press in Denver for some reason, man, and I really appreciate you helping me out, man.
Pleasure.
And your buddy Lamont and Tonelli, they say
They are the best.
they say hello.
Now, can you do a quick interview?
Of course, man. Whatever you
I
need.
have drops here. Just read
Sure.
these, and I'll set up Deb for her interview.
Okay.
All right? And I'm rolling.